It is Live Bold and Boss Up time. Thank you for joining us, Steph and Ash. And it's 2025, babes.
I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It is absolutely freezing outside.
Oh my
It
gosh.
snowed in Florida
Can we
already
please
this
talk
year.
about this weather for a minute? Like, this is a little crazy. Like, how many inches of snow in Pensacola?
Was it 8 inches?
Something like
It
that.
was like ridiculous. Like, what are we in up north?
Right.
No,
Right. Yeah. In Tallahassee, my dad had like 2 inches,
that's
enough to build a
crazy.
snowman.
That's so
I
awesome.
know.
Meanwhile, in Tampa, we're like, can we just get a little flurry?
Right.
Just
If
that
it's
would
going
be
to be this
great.
cold, at least make it
Exactly.
pretty. We've
Exactly.
gotten the rain and gross stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty out today. If you're watching it on YouTube and you can see us, I mean, the sky is blue right
Oh,
now,
you
but
can see at the parking garage.
it's like 39 degrees this morning.
Yeah.
We're,
So,
we're complaining and it's blizzarding somewhere,
right.
negative whatever.
Well, we live in Florida. It's supposed to be warm and sunny here.
Yes, yes.
So, anyways, I feel like 2024 flew by. I know you and I were talking about this, and we have differing opinions on it.
I am looking at you like you have five heads because for me, 2024 was really long. It was like 5 years in one. And okay, that's a little excessive. It was like 2 years in one, but it's so funny how we perceive the year so differently.
I like blinked and it was over, and I'm like, where did the year go? And you thought it took forever.
Yes.
So, why is that?
I think I'm thinking of it from a market perspective and like
It was slow.
it was slow. So it was a lot of like grinding at work, right? When you're in sales, right? Just trying to get things clicking, get things moving. Um,
When I feel like at least for our industry, we're in staffing, but work with all different industries out there. And we kind of saw across the board that the job market was slow. People were not hiring as much. It was an election year, so that had a lot to do with it. And here in Florida, we had two hurricanes that put us out of commission for like a month, pretty much. So it was just like, it was a weird year, slow. And then as soon as the election was over, I feel like already it was like starting to pick up.
right.
And then this year so far, it's kind of been like out the gates running. We've already seen the job market like pick way up. We have, so many clients that are hiring now, so many jobs that are coming open. We're seeing that kind of turnaround. So it's very positive so far.
Yeah.
So that is great. But yeah, 2024 was still.
Yeah.
We can just put that one behind us.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I think too, oh my gosh, what was I gonna say? You had said something and it triggered something I was gonna say. Oh well, I'll remember
Um,
it later.
but I know we did this last year, but we made vision boards. We actually did a whole podcast on vision boards one time where
Mhm.
I think we were making them or we talked about how to make them. But this is something that we always do as a company. We get together and we talk about it. And I picked a word of the year this year too, which is no, because I feel like you just need to listen to that inner voice inside and you just like know what you should do. You know what the answer is if you just listen.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like they're all kind of like the same general theme that's on the vision boards, just keeping them in front of you. But some of mine that were last year that I was able to check off that were successful was reading. I read a lot of books last year, which is great. I like reading like hardcore books and like doing it every night before I go to bed. It's kind of like my unwind time.
How many books did you feel like you read? Because you said you read a lot.
Well, for me, it's a lot. And probably to some people, it's not a lot, but I want to say it was like 15.
I think that's a lot, especially
It's a lot
being a
for me.
mom, sports, work. I mean,
Right.
that's great.
Yeah. And I mix it up between like the fun stuff and then the more serious stuff. So I like some fiction and nonfiction, kind of alternate between the two of those. That way I can like have my mind list just kind of, you know, mind break where I can just read. And then I have the ones where I'm like working on myself and I can like implement some changes. Like I read Atomic Habits, which I thought was a really good one. I read that at the beginning of the year. Um, put some of those things in practice throughout the year. We read the negotiation book, which was
That's
great. We read
great.
that as a team. But so read a lot. Um,
Are you going to do that this year?
yeah,
You going to keep that going?
for sure. I read more than I did last year is my goal. Maybe 20.
Yeah. How
We'll
many
see.
pages did you get through each night? And when did you go to
Oh,
sleep?
it varies. So if I'm reading a slow book, like one that's not as fun, I will probably get through like 2 pages. So those books take a little bit longer, but then the fun books, those can keep me up. Like where I have to
Yeah.
force myself to be like, okay, go to bed. Like you need to stop.
Great.
It's like kind of getting into a show, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Where you're like binge reading, huh?
Hmm. Yeah. And then I have a whole work section, like business, money, abundance, where I'm just, kind of a different mindset this year with work.
Oh, what do you mean different mindset?
Just like I like more into sales, beating Andy, like I was mentioning earlier. I hope Andy's listening to this right now, but it's my goal. Right now, his head's about this big, and I'm gonna pop it. Uh, and then screen time. That's a big one for me. Just I already deleted one of my social media apps, and then just less screen time with the social media. And then just focusing on myself. Self-care. It's not selfish. It's you got to do it.
I love it.
What about you? What'd you have last year that you were able to check off, or what maybe do you want to do different this year?
Yeah, I think last year I was able to read not as much as you, but I was able to kind of get that done. I did it a little differently than you, so maybe this would help the listeners if they do want to read more and they can't like, actually read hard books, not hard books. I mean, they could be easy as
Maybe
well,
just
but
get my
I
copy
meant
up.
physical books. I went on to Audible and
Mhm.
got one of them there and listened to that on my car ride because I have long car rides and it's just nice to kind of check a box and be like, oh my gosh, I've read this book and I'm listening to it, right? And it's
Totally.
helpful. You're absorbing something and you're driving and you're, going to get the kids or going to work or whatever it is. So I remember that on there. Working out and staying healthy and stuff like that, that's always on my list. And it's on my vision board again this year too, because it's really important to know what you're putting into your body. They just banned or they're putting a ban on red dye.
Hmm. Which is
So,
great.
which I've already tried to take out. So just seeing that, knowing that it's going to be banned, right? What else, what other things could we maybe not put in our bodies?
Right.
Um, so being healthy is important. I have a big focus on work this year too. I mean, even though I felt like we were, kind of grinding and wanting to focus last year, but this year is going to be way more fun, I think, with just like the new position and just like really being able to build relationships.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just so giddy over that. It's so much fun.
It's going to be a very fun year. And then also I feel like just with the job market and the everything being up and more positive than last
Right,
year, that will be more fun too.
right. It's
More
gonna
opportunities. Yeah.
exactly. I want to, for as far as like my books and reading, I have this super exciting tax book.
Ooh,
I
don't read that at
know.
night for sure.
Yeah, don't read that at night. I might pass out. Don't read it before I have to go to work in the morning because I won't be focused. But I want to, we all have to do our taxes, whether we love it or not. Sorry to all of our candidates who are tax people and our clients who do taxes.
Someone's got it.
Someone's got to do it.
An
I
important
just
job.
want to learn more, like kind of what you were saying earlier about necessities and what you need to know. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power, right?
So, really kind of getting a hold on that, understanding investments more, that sort of thing. I've got grow your business on here and just kind of I have positive vibes on here too, because one of the books that I'm was reading last year and will continue to read this year, and I honestly will be my go-to book for going back to and like kind of centering myself,
What was the book?
becoming supernatural. Yeah.
Mm. Who who writes that? I think I have it.
I think you have it. We've talked about it before.
I think I yeah.
You have to have it. I don't know who's the author, but it's just a really great book on it's essentially in a nutshell, it's meditation.
Hmm.
But positive vibes, right? Like I think I'm naturally positive in
You
general.
are.
And just keeping that, right? And kind of in everything that you do.
Right. Sometimes it's not easy to be positive all the time or keep a positive outlook. Like you have to tell yourself and work at it.
Well, your life is what you say it is. So if you're always Debbie Downer, no offense, Debbie's, if, that was so cheesy. That was like the worst mom joke. But if you're always negative, that's what your life's going to be like. It's going to
Right.
be always
Mhm.
negative. So,
That's very
you know
true.
what? Let's just be positive and see the positive in pieces, and that's in pieces.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you have to take it in pieces.
In pieces. Take it in pieces. Take it in
I know.
stride.
I do have Manifest Your 2025. It's about
Oh,
manifesting. Didn't we do a whole episode on manifesting one time?
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, vision boards I love because then we keep them on our desk. We look at them every day. And we have actually quarterly meetings with our team to review them and see how we're doing. So we have
Yeah.
check-in
We
on
hold
our
each other
calendar.
accountable.
Yeah.
I love that.
Which without like actually holding yourself accountable and holding like someone else accountable, it's just, words on a piece of paper or cardboard.
Right. Right.
So, but yeah,
Well,
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. 2025 is going to be great. We've already got some speakers lined up for the podcast.
Yes, we
The
do.
first one coming out is all about AI, which is super fitting.
Right. And not just like I know AI, we've talked about it a lot before, but this is like anyone can use it, anyone can learn it. She did it all on her own just by researching and started a company doing it. It blows your mind just how you can use it in every day.
Right. And one of the things that I was going to try to use it in my everyday, like kind of goes with the vision board, right? Improving yourself, but also kind of embracing the new technology. You can use AI to kind of like help you with like everyday tasks. For example, I personally need help with getting creative on what to make for dinner or what to make for lunches. And you can type into this AI tool, okay, I need healthy, creative dinners. You can even put a budget in there and they will pull all the information and tell you like what kind of dinners to make. And it's
Mhm.
just for a busy working person, right? With children, you need to not use some brain cells sometimes to think of what to make for
Right.
dinner.
We need a
So
little help. We all
yeah,
need
I'll
a
have
little
to
help.
keep it posted. We'll have to keep
Yeah,
this
let us
going. Like,
know.
yeah.
Let us know how that goes.
Right?
Yeah, so we're excited for that guest. She's coming on, and then we have a couple other lined up as well.
Mhm.
So I'm excited. Should be a great year for the podcast. And of course, we want to hear from all of you. What do you want to hear more of? Do you have any recommendations on speakers? Do you have any recommendations on books? Like, let us know your feedback. Let us know your thoughts. What can we do better? We're always looking at, being better, doing better.
Yeah. And I want to know also, like for the listeners, was last year hard for you? Was it easy? Did it go by fast, slow? It's interesting to see what everybody else thought
Right.
too. And I hope that everyone thinks that this year is going to be an even better year too.
Yes.
Mhm.
So hit us up on Live Bold and bossup@gmail.com. And as always, please like, subscribe, rate us. We always appreciate your feedback. And until next time.
Bold and boss up.